What is up, everyone? Tonight is the night that I get to pick up my Nintendo Switch 2 at the midnight launch. I am picking it up at Best Buy tonight. It is about 10 o'clock, so we're going a little early. Nothing too wild because I do have my pre-order secured for it, which I'm very excited about because I have been seeing so many stores cancel pre-orders, like Walmart and Target and even GameStop, which I was pretty shocked to find out. So huge shout out to Best Buy for just giving me constant updates on my pre-order and just having such a smooth process, even though they went out a little bit late that night. I hope the rest of the process is super smooth, and we're gonna head there and meet up with a few friends. One of my friends, it's actually a very special day for him because he actually completely skipped out on the original Switch, so he is kind of getting all into the Switch action, playing some of the old Switch games while also getting Mario Kart World. So that's gonna be really exciting, and I'm super excited because when we come back later tonight, we are going to play some Mario Kart World, which I'm so excited for. I'm such a huge fan of Mario Kart, and I just cannot wait to play and see all the new features they have added to this one. And, of course, I had to bring along a few things, especially this plushie of Spike, who is definitely going to be my main in Mario Kart World because he has finally been added to the roster. So I am super excited. Let's get going and come along with me as I pick up my Switch 2. It's a 2.
I have the power!
That's the guy that helped me. That's the guy that helped me pick up PC parts. That's my boy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's my boy.
Let me see that.
Whoa.
You guys have a YouTube channel?
You're definitely
I do.
Maybe.
What's it on so I can see myself?
It's just her.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Am I gonna be corny? Am I gonna be corny?
Thank you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Have a good night.
Alright, thank you. Alex, how do you feel?
Same shit.
Does he feel better?
For the first 50 customers, the slip is basically letting you know that if you get
Perfect,
the
thank you.
survey in the email, let us know how we did. Hope you guys enjoyed your midnight experience for your new console.
Perfect, thank
Have a
you.
good night.
Appreciate it.
Have fun.
It is now the day after the Switch 2 launch. We stayed up super late because we got our midnight pre-order at Best Buy, and I am so happy that I chose Best Buy as my pre-order spot because they just did such an amazing job doing this entire launch. They had so many employees on deck. They went through the lines to see if anyone wanted any additional accessories, and then once midnight struck, they took 2 people from each line, so they had the pre-order line and the walk-in line, and it was just super smooth. They had so many cashiers, it was separated. And then another thing that was super awesome is that they gave out an exclusive coin to the first 50 people, and I was maybe about the 6th or 8th person in line for pre-orders, so I did secure the coin, which I'm super duper happy about. And then when we got back, we played Mario Kart World for a little bit, which was super fun, and then played Pokemon Scarlet, which I personally think looks amazing. But we played all that on my friend's Switch, so we are going to open up my Switch right now, and I also did pick up the brand new Pro Controller, which I'm super happy about. First of all, this packaging design, super fire. It looks so good on the outside. So, let's see. And then here we go. We have the Switch in here with the Joy-Cons. The screen is absolutely huge, so much bigger compared to the first Switch. So here we have the screen, says Switch 2 on the back, of course. And then we have our two Joy-Cons. Is the new Joy-Cons. I have to say, I really love the matte black color on these. And here is the left Joy-Con. And then let's go in here a little more. This just slides right off. I think there's something in there. We have our new wall adapter, as well as the USB-C cable. This is the Joy-Con grip. I'll take that out real quick. Here we go, right here. And they'll just connect by magnets. And then, of course, you can't have the Switch without the dock. So, here is that. Again, really love the packaging of this. And then here is the dock. We kind of have like a little curve thing here. Super shiny and clean on the inside. Very beautiful dock. I definitely like this a lot more than the first Switch. And then back to here. Since I got the Mario Kart bundle, I believe this is where... Ooh, I'm gonna break it now. They put the code. So here's my code for Mario Kart. I'll scratch that off later. And just kind of all of the user information as well in here. Along with an HDMI cord. And the two Joy-Con straps. These are much different than the ones we got on the first Switch, as these kind of slip on there, I guess. I actually have to see how these work. But that is the haul. Definitely excited to open all of this up. The screen, like I said, I really want to show a comparison of this screen to the Switch 1 because this is definitely huge and I love it. Now that we have the Switch 2 unboxed, let's compare all of the old Switches. So first we're going to go with the first Switch 1. Now the screen is so much smaller than our OLED screen and the Switch 2 screen, as well as just the Joy-Cons too. The Joy-Cons are about the same as the OLED. And then the one thing that absolutely stinks on the Switch 1 is this kickstand, and it definitely improves with the OLED and it improves even more with the Switch 2. Next, moving on to the OLED, we do have a slightly bigger screen than the Switch 1. It is also a wider frame. The Joy-Cons are about the same as the Switch 1, but then we also get an upgrade on the back here, as we do have a much better and more flexible kickstand, as you could change the length of the kickstand as well. And then moving on to the final one that just came out, and definitely the best of the three, we have the Switch 2. Now this screen is significantly larger than the Switch 1 and the OLED. It's a beautiful screen. I was absolutely stunned when I opened this. The Joy-Cons are also significantly bigger than the OLED Joy-Cons. And then on the back here, we have the new and very much so improved kickstand, as it can go so far than the OLED, and it's just very flexible and it feels very safe and secure. So I absolutely love this, and everything just looks so beautiful on the Switch 2. I absolutely love this. This screen is amazing and exactly what I wanted it to be. After a few days of playing on the Switch 2, I have some thoughts, and I have to say they're all really positive thoughts. I love the Switch 2 so far. I really love the game chat feature. I think so many games look absolutely beautiful. Like, I know Mario Kart World was the release title for the Switch 2, but I have to say I have been playing Pokemon Scarlet so much lately that it feels almost like that game was a release title for me. It looks so good with the graphical enhancements, and you can see so many more Pokemon on the screen. It absolutely blows me away and has made shiny hunting so much more fun. So I have been playing a lot more than that than Mario Kart World, I hate to admit. But Mario Kart World is absolutely amazing. I absolutely love it. It feels different from other Mario Karts, but in a good way. Online is super smooth. I love the fact that now, instead of just having your Miis walking around the globe like we did in 8 Deluxe, you can actually roam around with the friends that you're playing with, which I think is such a great update and makes playing online so much more fun. And there's just so much great stuff happening in that game right now, and I absolutely love it, and I fully expect updates to happen. Now, the biggest takeaway from people buying the Switch is the cost, and it's definitely something I have to talk about. So, as you all probably know, the base Switch 2 is $450 US, while the Switch 2 bundle with Mario Kart World is $500. Now, that is a lot since the original Switch was just $300. It is a big jump, and I completely understand why people are so upset over the price. Now, would I suggest buying the Switch 2 to someone who's not really a Nintendo fan? No, because it could wait. With that price point, you don't want to buy a Switch 2 if you're not a huge Nintendo fan. But if you are a big Nintendo fan who really wants to play Mario Kart World, who really can't wait for Donkey Kong, I know Kirby and the Forgotten Land and Mario Party Jamboree are getting some huge updates soon. So if you're just a person like myself that cannot wait on those, and maybe doesn't go out to buy the latest PlayStation or Xbox, I absolutely think the Switch 2 is for you. But of course, it is a lot of money to pay, so make sure you're not putting yourself in a bad position with doing that. But as a Nintendo person, highly recommend the Switch 2. I'm absolutely blown away. I can't put it down. Now, another thing I want to talk about is when I did buy my Switch 2, I didn't just buy the console, but I also bought the Pro Controller. Now, I love the Pro Controller. I love the way it feels. I think it just feels so beautiful. But I did have some issues with drift once I first started using it, which was making me so upset and stressed out. I was able to recalibrate it twice, and then it started to work fine, and I think it's still fine. But the fact that I had to do that was a little concerning to me, and that was a part that I didn't like about the Pro Controller. And I will also say another item that I was thinking about purchasing was the Switch 2 camera. But I did find out earlier today that some webcams do work on the Switch 2, so now I don't really see a big purpose in buying the Switch 2 camera, as I'll probably just stick with a regular webcam and put it on some type of stand when I'm playing Mario Kart or Mario Party Jamboree with my friends. So those are my thoughts on the Switch 2. Thank you so much for coming with me to pick up the Switch 2 and hearing my thoughts. Please let me know what you think, how you're feeling about the price, what are your experiences so far with the Switch 2, and maybe the accessories that you bought along with it. Now, I plan on making so much more content on the Switch 2, as well as, of course, continuing on with my Pokemon content with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Pokemon Unite, and the upcoming game, Pokemon Legends ZA. If that is content that interests you, definitely make sure that you subscribe down below, and also take a look at Charichery on all platforms.